How to adult. There's a lot of people that are going from high school to college that are wondering that exact question. I'm Bradford with the Penny Pincher's Guide, and today is a continuation of our video series to accompany our book, and I want to focus on at least giving you a part of that answer. But before I do that, I want to ask you a question. What do you want your life to look like in specific details 30 years from today? Is that a daunting question? Yeah, it is. But that's the type of thing I want you to be thinking about before you make the decision to go to college. Because unfortunately, college is often touted as just the logical extension of high school, really just a continuation of those formative years. But I want to instill in you the idea that college is not something for teenagers or children. Going to college is an adult decision, and it has adult consequences. So before you make the decision to go, I want you to fully understand what going to college actually means and how it fits into your life plan as a stepping stone towards something better. Step one when it comes to adulting is to set SMART goals. No, I'm not talking about goals that score high on an IQ test. I'm talking about the acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Now, if you'd like a little bit more information on that, I have a whole video talking about setting your own goals, and I'm dropping it in the card that's going right here. But why am I talking about setting goals in the first place? Because once you know where you're going, you can figure out what steps you have along the way to get there. Myself, for example, I knew growing up that I wanted to be a pilot. So what did I have to do to get there? I needed to get good grades in high school so that I could get accepted into college. I needed to graduate with a bachelor's degree so I could commission as an officer in the Air Force. Following that, I needed to apply to get into pilot training, do well, graduate, and earn my wings. Following earning my wings, I would have to go through another set of training programs where I would learn how to fly the aircraft that would be my specialty. And that took approximately 7 years from start to finish. Why do I bring up that example? Well, one, it's personal to me and it's the one that I can speak to best. But I want to illustrate the point that once you know what your goals are, you can figure out the steps along the way and figure out your path to achieving your goals. If you have an idea of what you want to do, but you're not sure where to start, just start with a quick Google search. Type in what you want to be. You want to be an astronaut? You want to be a doctor? How about if you want to be some sort of engineer? Type in what you want to be and then just figure out the basic steps of what you have to do to get there. Now that you have an end goal in mind, think about it. Do you need a college degree to be able to achieve your goals? Unfortunately, one of the biggest myths that has been perpetrated over the past several decades is that you need a college degree to be successful. This is absolutely not true. There are tons of successful career paths that you can take that don't require a college degree at all. The entire point of our channel, The Penny Pincher's Guide, is to help you make wise financial decisions. I want to put a statistic before you. Of all of the people in the United States that start a 4-year degree track, only 60% of them actually see it all the way through and graduate. From a financial perspective, this means that 40% of the people that start, they don't finish. And they likely spend tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars attempting to get a degree that they don't even get. So looking at it, at least money-wise, it would have been much better if they had never started college in the first place. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm disavowing college. What if you're not entirely sure of what you want to do, but you still think that college is going to be a prerequisite for the general life path that you want? Then I highly recommend, instead of going to a regular state school or a private school, start out with community college. It is substantially cheaper and it allows you to knock out pretty much all the prerequisites that you're going to have needed to take regardless of the degree track that you end up deciding on. And hey, even if at the end of your time at community college you decide that college isn't something that you need to be your version of successful, you've probably walked away with at least an associate's degree and you've saved years and thousands of dollars in tuition that you would have otherwise wasted if you went to a 4-year university. I want to take a moment to double down on the importance of shifting your mindset when it comes to college. It's an unfortunate fact that when you're in high school, you're likely going to still be treated like a child. And this treatment might continue even into college itself. But here's the thing, college is for adults. Children do not go and get into tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Adults do. So I just want you to take this really seriously when you decide to go to college. If you choose to go to a private school that's super expensive and get a degree in underwater basket weaving, you better be expected and ready to live with the consequences of your actions. Now this brings me to a point in our culture that causes me a lot of frustration, that we do not treat college students like the adults that they are. Instead, we treat them like children that have just been delayed in high school. We have effectively pushed back what the socially acceptable level of maturity is into your late 20s. I want to take you back in time 100 years and see what was expected of a 20-year-old back in the early 1900s. For perspective, by the time you were 20, you were likely working a full-time job, were married, and you probably already had a kid or two. And that is without any of the technological marvels that we have today in the 21st century. Now, I'm not saying that you have to lock yourself onto a trajectory that is going to stick with you for the rest of your life. What I am saying, and what we agree on at A Penny Pincher's Guide, is that the idea that you should just wander aimlessly throughout life well into your 20s is not acceptable at all. We have an amazing amount of flexibility with just how many options we have, especially if you live in the United States of America. And it's okay if you aren't 100% sure on what you want to do for the rest of your life. But you need to pick something and start doing something now. You can only straddle a fence for so long before you slip. The good news right now, the great news right now is that you have the most precious resource that anybody can possess, and that is time. While you're young, take this time, figure out what type of goals you want, what steps do you need to pick along the path that'll ensure you are successful. Use the time to make yourself a better person. Go find an accountability partner and tell them what your goals are. And then in a month, 6 months, a year from now, follow up with them and have them ask you, did you succeed on your goals? Did you shoot past your goals or did you fall short? And what do you need to do differently to set yourself up for success next time around? Now, I genuinely hope that this has given you some food for thought in terms of just pondering how you can change your mindset when it comes to adulting. I want to thank you very much for spending some time with me today. And as always, just remember to pinch a little.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, make sure to check out the video that's on the left-hand side of your screen.
Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more great content, and to support our channel.